What's up, my wonderful peeps? Hope everybody is doing okay. Welcome to another live show. Yeah, man. Why, I'm telling them my viewers and subscribers, running a little bit late this afternoon or this evening. I don't know if it is because West Indies start to lick the chip in but I am here nevertheless. So we're gonna be talking some cricket. Yeah, man. Just trying to get this thing up and running. All right, so shout out to all the early birds, all the persons that are here as usual. Mr. Lovers here in the place, Kaden, Irfan. Big up on yourself, all right? Thomas in the place. Big up. Yeah, man. Hold on, guys. I don't know what's wrong with the camera. The thing just look, trying to get it up. It's not looking as though it usually looks. So I'm just trying to get it. Ah, boy, I don't know what's happening with it, guys. Let's try and see if we can get it started out still. Alright. Alright, so as you can imagine, we're going to be discussing what went down in that game there between West Indies and Pakistan. Yeah, man. We were not able to hold out for the draw. You understand? And you know, it is what it is. Boy, it's a good thing we would have already won the first game, so that's sort of make sure we say we not lose the series. All right, so we're gonna start off with the comments right here. So if you don't hear me read the comments, just go again with it for me, all right? Because we're starting right here. All right, Mr. Lover say Banner and Chase must get dropped. All right, Kaden say good night, everyone. Mr. Lover say Brathwaite, Lewis Brooks, Hetmeyer, Blackwood, Hope, Da Silva, Jason Holder, Cornwall, Roach, and Seals. All right, big up Thomas. Mr. Lover say poor performance. Eliko say not happy. Mr. Lover say Lou, may I tell you. So yeah, man, my viewers and subscribers, it was definitely a poor performance by the guys. You understand? We were definitely looking forward to them just going out there and playing some sensible cricket shots. You know, just try and bat out the day. A couple of the guys gave away their wickets needlessly. You understand? From the starters, Ari Joseph this morning gave away his Craig Brathwaite got out, the leg spin the spinner tossing the ball outside the half stump, trying to cut the ball, gave away his wicket. Blackwood, same thing. Jason Holder, you know, he went and he drove a ball through the covers for 4. The next delivery he went out on the front foot trying to drive another one through the covers, got out, caught. You know, so it was disastrous, guys. It was just disastrous. You understand? Kyle Myers, he got a start, then played a very weird looking shot. The ball was straight and half stump. If he had missed that ball, the ball would have hit the half stump and he went across the ball. Right? He played a cross-batted shot, playing across the line. Instead of going straight, ball nicked the edge and went through to be taken behind the stump. So it was just a poor performance. Very, very poor. Jacob said, good afternoon, Sports to the Bone. I'm so disappointed West Indies team. We got a lot of decisions to do tonight. Yep. Who is this now? Ricardo said we need a new team. Need a totally different team. Yes, Ricardo. Definitely need a new team. These guys played like them never understand what was at stake. You know, Jason Holder, he came and he batted for long. And it was just weird how he gave it away. You understand? I was thinking that, all right, Jason Holder is a senior player. He will definitely know what needs to be done. And he will go out there and play sensibly. The way how he got out, as I would have said, you know, guys, when it comes on to a man getting out, I can't knock a man because he gets out to a good delivery, you know. You understand? Because you are playing against an elite team. So more than likely the bowlers will be bowling good, you understand? But the way in which the men get out, guys, that is my problem. You understand? You don't really take a lot of good deliveries to dismiss the man. Man, just give them wicket start. But I could see how it goes still. Morgan said no improvement, no growth in West Indies cricket. I don't see them improve. No tactics, no plans in win what what is wrong. What is wrong to these guys? What is wrong with these guys mentally? They are not thinking right. Something wrong with them brain. Something wrong with them brain because it was a simple scenario. You understand? For them to just work out. You can't get dismissed by a good delivery, yes. But you're not supposed to get dismissed. Today is one day you're not supposed to get dismissed playing a reckless shot. All of the time I get dismissed playing reckless shot. Today is one day that should have not happened. You understand? We had people driving loosely, driving that ball loosely outside the half stump. People playing across the line of the delivery and thing, trying to. I don't know wrong with them. Stay humble. Say I think we all agree that we need some players for 2, 3, 4, and 5, but who will come in for them of these players? Chase may make it to the next series. Why? As I say, humble. We need players, man. We need players. The only people which promise to perform with the bat little bit a Brathwaite and Jason will do a little thing. Blackwood do a little thing here and there, but you want people who can bat, man. Them man are not ready. They're not ready none at all. You understand? Jacob says sports to the bone. I believe West Indies need to let have some of the player to go player graph like Banner, Powell, Chase, Myers, Holder, and Joseph. Well, when you let them off, who is going to replace them? That is the problem. Joseph say, I don't like it at all. I'm disappointed. Most of them gave away their wickets rather than occupying the wicket. That is exactly what I'm saying, Joseph. You know, a final day going in, 1 wicket down. Oh gosh, don't tell me the man him couldn't bat out that day. 1 wicket down, and him couldn't bat out the day. What type of test team is this? Man, I'm not ready, man. Man, I'm not ready, man. I'm not ready. As I said, the way in which they got out, that was the most disappointing of all. You understand? Shine Shafridi bowled well. Hassan Ali bowled well, yes. But they didn't bowl any gem to get rid of the men. Man, I'm give them wicket. Man, I'm give them wicket star. Mr. Casanova said, West Indies players are the definition of insanity. Keep doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. What a disaster. Exactly, Mr. Casanova. Cedric Cricket say, congrats to West Indies, loyal fans, not me. All right. Kaden says, sports to the bone. I am very disappointed in them. I need something better to do. Need new team. We called should they back up to win the game or not? Coaching his team good. All right. The problem, as we say, guys, the problem is not losing. The problem is how you lose. That is the biggest problem of all. How you lose. You understand? Peter said, Lou, I have an idea to give to. I have an idea to give Simmons. I don't know if that idea would be to just put everybody together and carry them, go make them play some schoolboy cricket. Cedric say Bravo would make a difference, and also Shea Hope. All right, so Cedric giving his idea there. But as I'm saying, guys, the way in which the guys they got out, it was truly disappointing. It was definitely disappointing. You understand? But at the end of the day, guys they all got a chance. So if it is the case that they're gonna chop and change, then these guys cannot complain. You understand? And for the players that did for the players that were left out, them can't even blame anybody because it's a reason why they were left out. Ricardo say West Indies are just playing for more, nothing to win. Jacob say, what are these guys in the team for? Banner, Myers, Powell, Chase, Holder, Joseph to take up space where other players want to play. Who are the other players that want to play, Jacobs? They're saying that they are taking up space where other players want to play. Like which other players? Kevin D, the West Indies team is in their 10th team. Exactly. All right, Cedric Cricket say Banner and Myers must sit on the bench. All right. So as I'm saying, guys, these players, the man them not ready, man. Them not ready. But the funny thing about it is that they were the best that we had going in based on the rotation. Other couple of guys that well, maybe Shemar Brooks could have gotten a chance over Nkrumah Banner. You understand? But the other names that are going to be floating around is a reason why they were not selected. Nobody, the selectors are not. It's not like the selectors fighting them. It's a reason why they weren't selected. So the entire squad just not good. Morgan say you are at home, play your best cricket at home before your own people. Show some fight, dig in some thing is wrong to go back into drawing board. Play some first class cricket every year. But long, yeah. Morgan, can I imagine at home and the man wouldn't even just stay out there and bat. Henry say, what's really wrong with Myers? He just hit a 4. Why would he play that shot? The very next ball. There were still over 30 overs left in the game. I knew Myers was going to get out. From the way OIC started to hit at the ball. He went, he pulled one, then he played a 4, and then I could just see it coming because his temperament, he can't control it. I could just see it coming. You understand? So them man then already man. Phillips say have squad match. Where top order batsmen have to bat out a full day worth of cricket. You have them bat out. You might tell them that they need to bat out a full day of cricket, but are they going to be able to do that? And how much time are they going to be dismissed throughout that day? You understand? That's the problem. Sorry, you'll say the game was there to win. Cedric Cricket say, bravo, she hope Hetmeyer need to be in the side. Permanent. Brooks not ready for cricket. All right, that is Cedric. Caden say the team need glasses, all of them, to see the ball. Apparently they are seeing the ball pretty good. That's why they're hitting at it, but they just don't know how to not play certain shots. MV say 1-1. We have to be happy with that. We are not better than. Well, I mean, MV, they are ranked above us, yes, and we don't lose the series, but we definitely have to talk about the mistakes that were made. That is what we are doing. You understand? They won the first game. We came and we celebrated. We give them a big pump up and all of that. So the last today's game, we have to come and point out the mistakes. That is how analysis go. Wilson say Banner nor Meyer should not even see the bench. Mr. Casanova said not even the bench. These guys should be on shipmate. We need a whole new team. Only the bowlers can stay. And that is the funny thing about it, guys. We are saying that these guys should not see the bench, but the funny thing about it, the other names that we are calling is a reason why those guys were not selected above these that are playing. So that just goes to show that the entire program, the entirety of the region when it comes down to players just not ready. All right, Jacob said Brooks, Dorridge, Hope, Johnson, Johnson, Hamilton versus Permal, Hetmeyer. All right. Megan said change must be done because West Indies can keep the same team. I suggest they use Hope as temporary opener and Brooks and Shemar Hola overdue for a match in the next coming series. All right. Contact 20 say Myers was looking good to score a 50 today, and the man just got too carried away. That's why I'm telling Myers brain ready for test cricket. Alex say it's unfortunate that we don't have players to take the place of those who are failing because they are failing too. Exactly, Alex. And that is the reason I'm saying that the ones that we're calling for is a reason why they did not play over these current players. It's not like them sit down and can play and never play. It's a reason why them never play over these ones. Cedric said, true, it's a Booker Church cricket would have done better than West Indies. All right. Joseph say we need stubborn batsmen who can bat long and sun out the people them. Exactly. We need people who can stand up and bat. MV said we have to be happy with that. We are not better than Pakistan at Test cricket right now, but not much worse. Yeah, and that's why I'm saying that the game was there to be drawn. They are ranked above us, yes, but the game was there to be drawn. Contact 20 say I think Shemar should be given a try over Alzari. now at least for one match. All right. Contact 20 say I'm happy with a 1-1. With a 1-1, wouldn't have taken it before the series started, but to lose the test match with so much time lost is horrible. Exactly, contact 20. Almost 2 day rain out. Philip say, let's be honest. Banner technically seems to be one of the depth against seems to be out of his depth against swing bowling. Him not have a clue. Not have a clue, man. Cedric say, get Shivnara and Shandapal to work with Simmons. All right. Alex say, Shemar Hola will be playing county cricket August 30. That will be good for his development. That would definitely be nice to have him bowling in those conditions. Contact 20 says, Sports to the Bone. Thoughts on bringing back Bravo to replace someone in the test matches versus Sri Lanka. He plays spin well. He plays spin well, yes. But I'm saying there's a reason why Bravo was left out, guys. Are we not remembering? Are we not remembering that Bravo was given a run in the team and just didn't perform? If they want to make a change now, then they can go ahead and make it because we are just swapping the same for the same. But is a reason why Banner and the other guys were picked over him. You understand? It's a reason. But now that these guys have failed, then they can swap them and go back to another player that would have failed consistently. Because we don't have anybody else to go back to. Henry said, imagine a whole day and a half was missed because of rain and West Indies still couldn't bat out one day. The man them not ready, man. Philip said Myers may be best serving ODI team. Yep. Very good for our confidence. We need more players in the county cricket. MV say, yes, I agree. We need to talk about this mistake. That's true. However, the final analysis is that the batsmen were below par, even off form. I would say the bowlers overall massive improvement as a group. Yeah, and that is why they are below par because of the shot selections. Cedric say Bravo has the best test average over everyone that's playing. So I don't agree with you, sir. I'm not going to go back down that road because it seems as if you can't understand. His average is the best, yes, but he played a lot of matches and failed. That's why they drop him. So obviously the players that they use to replace him, they have failed. So they can just replace those failures with this guy that would have failed over a period of time. It's not hard to understand. It's not hard to understand, you know. Bravo's average is better than them, yes, but he failed over a period of time. Therefore, he was dropped, right? And players that made runs at the regional level were used to replace him. Now, those players have failed also. So it is clear they can just drop those players and bring in back that man and see if him farm will pick up. I know rocket science. Philip say Bravo would get one ball every innings. And it's not rocket science enough, Philip. The man average might better than them. But that's simply because he had a golden patch in his career in 2009, 10, 11 coming up. But he has been given chances over a period of time. He failed right out, and then they decided to go and try somebody else. The persons that they try fail, so they might bring him back in. I don't know, that's not hard to see. Even a 6-year-old can see that. That's not hard to see. Stay humble. Say I don't think we should be satisfied with 1-1 series. Seeing one day was rained out. Session last due to wet run up and rain falling today. This game was supposed to be safe. West Indies need to do better. Exactly. Stay humble. The man them just not play good. Jacob say I am so sorry for opener. I am so sorry Campbell to put Powell who can, but I know if you were we would have about 25 to 35 runs. All right, that is the problem. Campbell, Shea Hope, and Bravo in the same boat. They failed over a period of time, so they tried somebody else. How hard is that to understand? Those 3 players failed, so they tried 3 other players. Now, these 3 other players that they tried, they failed also, so maybe they're going to bring in back these guys. So we can't say if these guys were there, then they would have done better. There's a reason why they were not there in the first place. Contact say, I have a question though, Sports to the Bone. Let's say Myers or Brandon King destroy CPL, right? This year. Do they push their way into the World T20 squad? There's place for them in the World T20 squad. Yeah, man, contact 20. Remember, I had said that, when I had selected my squad for the World T20, I had said that I'm gonna leave 2 spaces there for people that will perform well in the CPL, right? So if these guys go out and perform extremely well, there's no reason why they should not be considered, right? They might not force their way into the final 11, but based on how the squad is at the moment, there's space there for people that work. Joseph reminded the people to like up the live. Why, Joseph? No matter how I remind them and tell them, then do it, also. MVC, I'm happy with the 1-1. It is fair result. 5 years ago, we would be losing to Sri Lanka and Pakistan. In truth, we should have drawn against South Africa, but our batsman was doing poor. Black would say, well, I am disappointed with the loss. We were outfoxed at critical times. We needed to play everyone or every ball on its merit and get the draw away and not lose focus. Cedric say, I would rather go down with Bravo, Hope, Etmire than these guys. Contact 20 say, Joseph, 50 views, 8 likes, shit made people frightened to like the video. I don't know Contact 20, them just not liking it. So 62 persons currently on the live, 8 likes. Yeah, man, we just can't encourage them to like it, but I don't know, for some reason, them just not doing it. Black would say Myers and Hola player 1 shot too many. Joseph was drawn into a false pull shot. Exactly. Hola, and I was thinking that Hola would have been matured enough to say, all right, let me calm down. But Hola went, played a nice shot, got 4, and then the bowler just tossed up the ball. Ola fell for the trick. Same thing with Myers. The guys, them just not ready. Them not ready none at all. Them not ready. Cedric say Bravo had only 2 tests in the Caribbean. Boss, let him play still. He is the best in the Caribbean. All right, Cedric. Apparently you can understand. Contact 20 say, I think it's time Shane Dorridge comes back into the field and does the wicket keeping. Let Da Silva just be a pure batsman and send him up the order because these other guys look lost up there. I'm wondering what's happening with Shane Dorridge. He was doing so good for us. I'm wondering if it is a case of him not seeing eye to eye with the management team or what. I don't know. The man just jump off of the face of the earth. MV says Shea Hope at Test cricket has averaged less than 25 runs per inning since 2017. He is not the answer. MV, and that is it. You are one of them that is looking at the stats. So good reasoning. Not just reasoning of emotions. Philip said, Lou, generally when the team falls, we have better option to mention when the option generally failed in the first place. Exactly, Philip. And that is why I used to reason cricket with people on the streets and on the corner, when I was younger. But now you won't really catch me doing that because people go and talk some things which part just not really make no sense. Stay Humble says, Sports to the Bone, what will these test players need to do from now until the next series? WICB need to get some of them into county cricket or some performance centers in the countries to get develop their games. That is a problem. Stay humble. A lot of county cricket teams will not want these guys. You understand? And then Cricket West Indies is gonna say, well, they don't have the money to run so many performance centers. You understand? Contact say exactly. We are replacing flops with more flops. Time to try something new. And you guys are reasoning the cricket. It is clear and it is obvious. Hardball say no surprise. So West Indies lucky they make 200. Cedric say, why didn't they drop Ramdin when he was the worst thing West Indies cricket? Cedric said, why didn't they drop Ramdin when he was the worst thing in test cricket? I'm not sure if you are not able to understand Cedric, but players, let me explain it for you. Like what I would explain it to a child. You give a player a certain amount of run in the team, and when they fail, you replace them. I don't know if something is wrong with you, but when Dinesh Ramdin was failing, they dropped him, they brought in Carton Bar, right? When he came back in, was failing again, they dropped him, they brought in another wicket keeper. It is just a game right across the board. When you give a player a run and them continuously fail, you drop them and they perform. It is the same thing for everybody. It is the same thing. It doesn't matter who the player is. MV said we need to forget and move on from Powell and Shea Hope. Never test cricket history as a man recovered an average of 20s after 25 tests. Recorded, yeah. Joseph said cricket don't play on past performance. Now is the time. Not then. Exactly, Joseph. Exactly. Mr. Lover say at Marlon Miller record panel discussion. Hold on, the guys. Me so say if me can sort out the panel. Let me just go through and read some comments, because you see, on a day like today, when the team lose, I know people going to want to vent in them comments. So let me just read a couple of them. Henry said the last couple of test series have shown that it wasn't skill of Banner and Myers, while West Indies won in Bangladesh. It was just subpar bowling they were facing. All right, Kaden said every single day West Indies disappointed. Are the coach not making changes? Well, if they make changes, who are they going to carry in? Frank say West Indies batting very poor, very, very poor. Philip say you know Powell had a chance to redeem himself, only to pull that stunt yesterday. Powell's sick, you know. Powell's sick. Powell just don't look like a man that want to play test cricket. If Powell had just done the right thing yesterday, maybe he would have gotten a good 50 or 60, because they had changed the opening bowlers. He was looking comfortable and the man just got to do foolishness. Hardball says, sports to the bone, you want them raise your blood pressure. Boy, hardball, the man them can't deal with the subpar discussion, man. That's the problem. MB say contact me say time I move on from Powell, from Hope, Powell, and even Bravo. Sadly, they are just not good enough. Cedric said everyone failed. I agree, but these guys are not better. Sports to the bone. Understand that, please. At what point were we discussing whether they were better? The discussion is the guys that you claim are better than the ones in the team, they failed, and they brought in these guys to try and play. These guys failed. So I am saying the fact that they have failed now, maybe they're going to rotate them and replace them with the other guys that had failed previously. How is that so hard to understand? Mr. Casanova says, sports to the bone. Some folks use their feelings over what is logic. Bravo got so many chances, but it is so obvious. And I'm just gonna any other comments pertaining to that, I'm just gonna read it and move on, because if we are going to be discussing sports on this channel, I don't really expect the 10-year-old and the 11-year-old start a discussion. It is clear for everybody to see. Those guys that we're calling for, they had failed and they brought in these guys. No, these guys failed also. So maybe they can just take them out and put in back the other people that failed. How hard is that to see? Leroy said West Indies problem with first class setup. If we get positive first class bowling, our batsmen will be exposed. Contacts MD might need to kidnap Lewis and the rest of them and drag them to play test cricket. Why look at we might need to do that test contact 20. Jacob said, Mr. Sports to the Bone, where are your panelists? I get that question to ask them, especially Mr. Lover and the other guy, two guys. I think Mr. Lover is there waiting, man, but I soon let them on. We're just half an hour in, so I just going to read some more comments and then I'll get them on. Neil Matt say at Cedric Crickets, Bravo has never been himself since the board issue. He is basically done and dusted. I had hope for him, but the man is lost. Bravo is scoring goal cricketer now. And the funny thing about it, you know, Bravo is actually a cricketer that I rate, right, based on his technique and all of that. But that is Bravo of 2009, 10, 11, 12. That is the Bravo of the past. We can't understand. And Cedric Crickets, I agree, kind of man. Need something new. WICB has to try something not new and outside of the box. Recycling garbage just means more garbage time for something new. Exactly. Hard boss said that Silva not ready. Best believe. Blackwood said Bravo, Hope, Etty and Campbell have failed. So we need to stick with these guys and wait until other players perform at the first class cricket. Jacob said, what was these guys thinking about? They see 5 wickets go down and they still want to hit big shot. These guys need to pay for the loss. The man them not ready, Jacobs. The man them brain not ready. Danieling said the only positive is West Indies draw the series, although all of us expected them to lose. The batting is still the problem. The bowlers are doing a good job, but them alone can't perform win games. Exactly. Joseph says, Sports to the Bone, I would like to know how our legends are feeling right now based on these guys' performances. Well, I mean, I have never played for West Indies. I just sit down and watch and talk, and I am feeling cut up about it. So you can just imagine how the legends are feeling now. I think some of the legends are just at a point now where they say they're just going to leave West Indies cricket. Blackwood say Lewis and Pooran should not play test until they play first class. The fact is test batting is about focus, patience, technical proficiency, and determination. Exactly. All right. So there's just discussion going on between the guys in the chat. Blackwood said Ramdin was failing continuously. I remember he made a century after a long run of failure, and he celebrated with a sign saying Sir Viv thought no. Yeah, I remember that Blackwood. He was failing and they stuck with him. They stuck with him in truth, and in fact, they probably should have dropped him. They stuck with him, and he took out that paper out of his pocket saying thought no Viv. And I can just imagine how long he had that paper in his pocket because he was failing right through. He was failing right through. I remember it very, very clearly. Blackwood say, don't let them stress you about Bravo, Hope, Campbell, Ramdin, etc. Brooke is the only one that should be considered. The reason why I take on this one so much Blackwood is because he's a close friend of mine, and I thought his reasoning would have been a little bit more elite. That is why I kept on talking about the Bravo, trying to hammer on the point. But I'm gonna leave it. You know, this is somebody that I would have grown up with, play a lot of community cricket with. So I thought his understanding would have been a little bit higher. But I just gonna leave it right there. All right, Cedric say you not understand why there is no other better player than them. All right, Cedric. Contact say Cedric, I think Bravo was better before the whole board. He's not better than them right now. He's regressed. Unfortunately, we have to accept that. Hardball says Sports to the Bone. Time for the fans overstand say most players are like to like. So change team not make much difference, but no difference. But to return to Bravo, Campbell and Devon Thomas, they need a next career. I say, bro, Hardball, Devon Smith. Yeah, Devon Smith to me. I said them need a next career. Moses said the rain fall today but didn't stay long. Yeah, the rain fell in, but it basically fell while they were taking tea. Cedric Cricket said Brooks is not good for cricket. All right, there goes your logics again. Brooks made 100 in the best versus best game. Yet still he should not be played. Yet still he should not play, and Bravo should play. Quincy say Hetty needs to get a chance like Blackwood at least every now and again in to get a 50. Every now and again you get a 50. All right. Moses say why was Brooks not in the squad? No man, Moses. Brooks was in the squad, you know, it's just that he was not in the team. Because after the first test and Nkrumah Banner failed, I was saying that they should have given Brooks a chance, seeing that he had gotten 100 on that same pitch. Not saying that he would have performed any better, But the fact that he would have gotten a century on that same pitch, I was thinking they should have given him a chance. Joseph said, I think Bravo and Smith got the most chances out of all players. All right, all right. Next comment, Jacob says, "Sports to the bone. For me, poor performance start from Powell. Start from Powell 0.5 banner. A third Blackwood 5 Myers 3 Hola 1 Da Silva 3 Hola 3. These guys are who rate these guys who I rate of the two tests 15. They was marked out of. All right, boss. I hear you. Morgan said, good work, sports to the bone. Keep up the excellent work. Yeah, Morgan, we're trying, you know, we're trying. And I have reached a stage where when West Indies lose these days, I don't go around crying and banging my head on the door because I have gotten used to it. The problem is when I am trying to highlight something that is facts and that is tangible on paper, and somebody going to push back with something that is just feelings. That just sort of weird. Wilson said those guys are the big. Those guys are too big to be in any academy. This is your career. You should want to better yourself. All right. Moses said 2 days to go for the CPL. Yeah, man, Moses. At least when the CPL start, we can enjoy some cricket. Right now, we won't need to worry about West Indies because when CPL playing, you know, any team play, I win. You know, whether Jamaica lose, I win still because of Caribbean cricket. Cedric Cricket say we have a tendency to believe that because a man make 100, he is good. Your reasoning not good, boss. We have to move from when players make 100, they are ready. All right, Cedric. So we need to move away from when a man make 100 and move back to when we just believe see a man going perform. All right, boss. Quincy says, sports to the bone. Banner had been such a disappointment. I thought he would get a few 50s. Yeah, I was very disappointed in Banner. Very, very disappointed. You know, I was thinking that he would have gotten some runs, but clearly, pace bowling and swinging delivery not his friend. All boss says, sports to the bone. Just read and not say nothing. Nothing when you hear them are repeat the question we answer multiple times. That's me not to say nothing. People them not easy to deal with. Yeah, that is exactly what I'm going to start doing hardball. Cause you see, if I was dealing with 10 and 11-year-olds, I would read it over. But we're just read and move on. I say sports football, we need to try to under 19 player. And the funny thing about it in a house, we might end up doing that because here what? Some of these under 19 players, they are going to be going to England. I think sometime in August here, and they are going to be playing five games over there. So hopefully we'll get some good performances, and we can just try and work with a couple of them. Stay Humble says, sports to the bone. You remember when the top order usually fail, the lower order pull us out of the hole. Not even that is happening right now. Exactly. Stay humble. Usually when the top order fail, the lower order would come in and do a thing, but not even that now going right now. Kingston 872 said, you used to cry and bang your head on the door. Look, careful, sports to the bone. You seem like a good youth. No, you hurt yourself. Yeah, man, that's when I was a bit younger, man. You know, when I was a bit younger and was not able to reason the cricket like this. You know, when they used to watch the cricket just based off passion and feelings, when they lose, you would just lose it. You understand? But now I can point out and see exactly what is wrong and where they went wrong. So it don't really affect me that much anymore. Contacts under 19 players can survive out there without playing for the Stars. Cricket. All right. Blackwood say Bravo's last significant score his test was century against Pakistan in Pakistan the 13th of October 2016. That is 5 years ago. The stat speaks for itself. Exactly, Blackwood. But apparently, stats don't speak, you know. Apparently, what the guys are saying, you don't go off stats, just go off feelings. Right? This man has not performed since 2016. But let us don't go off stats, just go off the feelings. Moses say West Indies next West Indies next test match will begin next year against England. Cedric say add me, all right. All right, the link is in the description, Cedric. Just click the link. I just check the thing and I'm not seeing you. Click the link in the description and it will take you here. I'm not seeing you there. Just click the link. Henry say Powell and Banner never look like they are in the game when they are on the field. It always looks like their mind is somewhere else. Man, them not look like them want to play cricket, man. Contact says Cedric Crickets. I think you have to click the link in the yeah. Just you have to click the link before I can add it. Click the link. Okay, then say open the link. All right. Moses said 99 people on the live and 19 likes. You notice Moses. I don't even worry. Stop again every 5 minutes to tell him to like the live, to like the live. I don't even worry with that. We just come discuss some cricket and then we leave. Quincy says, Sports to the bone. Where do we go from here? Although we win the first test, it wasn't a great performance. I feel we need a new squad. Well, we definitely need a new squad, but where are we going to get the players from? That is the problem. The players right now are just total subpar performance. Albas, the CPL, the thing there, Sports to the bone. Now the West Indies test team. Chris Gale, the big man. I go take CPL. Well, right now, based on West Indies stress me out, I would mind if Gale have a good one of them good CPL season when just lost some ball, yeah, man. Quincy say Myers, Banner, and Powell should be finished projects. Why may I tell you peeps, the man them just not ready. Man them not ready at all. Man them not ready. All right, so we are now 40 something minutes in. The live will be open up now so that persons can come in and talk. So you know that once that happens, I will not be able to read all the comments, right? Cedric, you're asking about the to be added, but you have to click the link. The link is posted in the description. So click the link and it will take you here. Kingston HM2 say I'm not even CPL. Why CPL? I am going to enjoy the CPL because whether Jamaica win, lose, or draw, no really matter to me. You understand? Raja said, while the batsmen didn't do good, we need to look at the bowlers who have done well, especially the young seas. Yeah, man, I remember every live we do, we big up the bowlers. Every one of the lives we do, we big up the bowlers because they did pretty well, especially Jaden Seas, as I said. Nilman says, Sports to the bone. I believe the coaches have to snatch a few of these under 19 youths and draft them in the test squad because once they get in the 20s and get a taste of franchise cricket, they don't take telling. But the problem is when you snatch them and draw them in the squad, you still have to expose them to cricket, good cricket, before you put them at the test level. So they're gonna have to play. For regional cricket. Quincy say, let's give the youth, the young kids a chance. All right, not feeling CPL at all. No worry, Kingston 8M2. When the game start, man, when it start, you will feel it. Maybe because Jamaica team not too hot. Contact 20 say, I just realized CPL playing in that tiny St. Kitts ground. I'm looking forward to big scores. Holy runs. Edwin say, it looks like you have to give West Indies 75 runs in advance when they are playing teams that are in higher ratings. Look, so MV says, Sports to the bone. Opinion on Shane Mosley, Brandon King, Raymond Reefer. Shane Mosley has gotten a couple of chances. He has failed. He has gotten chances at the West Indies level, failed. He has played in all the best versus best games, failed. Brandon King, he had a poor campaign. Well, the last two campaigns that he has had at the regional level, poor. Raymond Reefer, maybe we can make a case for him. You know, one will say that when it comes to the West Indies, he might not do anything, but he constantly perform well at the regional level. And if the regional cricket is what we use to select, then I guess they might need to give him a look in. Hardball said, Banner not ready. McCarthy better than Banner. All right. Nilmat said just the nature of this era of youngsters in general. White say how long the CPL will be playing for. CPL going to run for a couple of weeks, man. Mr. Casanova say yes. Why don't they give Andre McCarthy a chance? Well, I don't know how many persons would have seen the interview that I did with McCarthy. He said that he got a couple of chances, didn't do too well, and he see where other players would have gotten a ton loads of chance and they keep on using them. So that is the problem. MV said Mosley had a chance and looked lost. Brandon King should be given a chance in the best versus best games. Kimo and Raymond Reefer needs a breakthrough performance like 100 or a 5-wicket all. All right. Lucky say Pakistan and West Indies are up and down, though no consistency. But these two teams give you entertainment like no one else. Exactly. Why say how long the CPL play for? You see, contact 20, how long the CPL going to run for? The CPL running for a couple of weeks, man. Henry says, Sports to the Bone, what's your view on bringing in someone like Sarwan as a batting coach? All right, here what the problem is, guys. I would have answered this question already. You see, a man being a good player doesn't necessarily doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be a good coach, you know. Sarwan, Shivnar, and Shanapal, all these guys would have done it, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they will know how to tell our next player how to do it. You understand? Being able to do a thing doesn't necessarily mean that you will be a good teacher of it. But having said all of that, you know, all of the past greats, it can't be a case where all of them can coach. So maybe it has something to do with the politics of the thing. Hardball say some of them player lucky for the big C and save them spot and team. So the year exactly cause them not ready. Morgan said we just want to see us improve and develop and learn from the mistakes. Technically, every team have watched our players and know their weakness. Okay, that's where I'm going. All right. So West Indies lost. My team Pakistan won. Yeah, man. Congratulations to your team. All right. All right. Add Kingston 872 add. All right. Cedric, you are not there. Hold on. Cedric, you are saying I'm in, but me not see you. You are not there. Cedric, I'm adding persons, but you are not there. Click the link, Cedric. The link is
Yes.
Hold on. Cedric, you have to click the link. Hold on, guys that are in. I'll come to you. Cedric, you have to click the link. Click the link. So the others click the link and they carry them on. When you click the link, Cedric, it will carry you to a waiting room and I will let you in, but I'm not seeing you. So it means that you have not done the right thing. It's simple, you know, there's a link there. Just click the link, follow the instructions, and it will carry you there. All right, Kingston 872 joining us for the first time. What are your thoughts on the game?
Why? Disappointed. Absolutely disappointed. Yeah. There's no other word to describe it. I mean, when it started out yesterday, you see Kieran Powell, how he got run out. I think that was like maybe just like a sign of things to come. That was just complete nonchalance. You know, I don't understand it. You know, like I think it's a basic thing. I'm not a cricketer, right? I would like to analyze the game, watch everything, but I never even played in school. But I love the game dearly. I just finished this book by Hilary Beckles. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's called Cricket Without a Cause. It was a good read about the history of West Indies cricket and what really led to the decline and things. So I kind of like the cricket history and stuff. But when I see Powell yesterday, I said that, yeah, man, I don't think we're going to win this one at all. I don't think he has his head in the game at all.
That sort of stupidness by Powell just set the whole atmosphere of the game. It just set. Yeah. Let me tell you this. I coach at the schoolboy level, and I can tell you this: if one of my players do something like that, you wouldn't hear the end of it. You hear me? I tell you, and a man at the international level do something like that. That man, not going nowhere near the team again, man.
I want
remember the man was fighting. remember the man was fighting for his spot, you know, and then him do something like that. That man, not to see the team no time
But
soon again.
Powell never leave a couple years ago and go play baseball in the United
The
States.
man leave the cricket and go play baseball, you know, work out, then he come back. And in all honesty, he come back and him do a little thing at the regional level. So we claim so we select our cricketers from the regional competition. So you know, him come and him work, him dominate. So it was only fair for them to select him again. But the man look like him want to play cricket, brother.
No, not at all. I know it's like him seem for us have him hidden at the clouds still. I don't really want to single out Powell alone, no, and feel like I may have this personal thing against him, but that does yesterday just kind of ruin the whole thing for me. Kyle Mears, boy. But the thing, same not gonna be hardy. He save himself.
Kyle Mears is a different story.
But I mean, I would have said Kyle Mears and maybe just one more series and see. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know if I start with him. The bowling is good though. As I always said, I think we can take 20 wickets against most teams. The only thing is just the batting, you know. We need the middle order does look fragile. I think on commentary recently, I think one of the guys, I think it was Ian Bishop, who had said that it was a conversation between Bishop and Dujan, and Dujan had said that maybe somebody like the Trinidadian guy name again, the little youth, Nicholas Puran, would have been good for Test cricket, but you know, like he doesn't know what's going on with the younger players if they really, because of the T20 and the lucrative contracts, that's really what's killing the Test cricket. Because he's technically sound, you know. He's a very technically sound player.
The guy is one of the best batsmen in the Caribbean when it comes down to technique. You're telling the man is technically gifted, but the man them just don't want to play the cricket. The man them just want to play the short form of the cricket. You see, Poor and Hetmeyer, those guys are technically sound. But the guys it just seems as if they don't want to play the cricket. Hold it at Kingston 872. Hold it a little bit. That's soon come to you. Mr. Lover, go on the road now.
My dear sir. Very disappointed in the performance today.
We're not hearing Mr. Lover. Speak up.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm very disappointed in the performance today. I have a whole lot of changes to make for the test series in November against Sri Lanka, and some people won't be happy with it, but Powell obviously not coming back. Bonner not in the 11. Chase get his going. Number 4, I don't know how it's going to happen, but I'm getting Jamal Hamilton into the squad to keep and De Silva open, unless you can get Lewis or Puan to open in test.
But we're going to have the same problem with Hamilton that we're having with Da Silva now. Hamilton can't bat none at all, so we're going to have the same problem. We're going to just have a wicket keeper we can't bat, so we're going to have the wicket keeper problem still.
Don't get it wrong, De Silva can bat, but he's being limited by batting with the tail enders.
I understand that, and I understand you saying that you're going to put Da Silva up the order, yes, because he can bat. But what is going to happen to Hamilton if you're a wicket keeper batting at 6 or 7? You should be able to bat, and Hamilton can't bat none at all.
Yeah, I won't say that.
May I hear you still?
I don't even know what to say right now. I'm just fed up. Right now, I'm going to pull up my hair.
Hey, don't make the man stress you out, you know, Mr. Lover. Don't make the man stress you out. Hold on it. Cedric, I don't know, Ricardo, hold on it. Cedric Ricketts, I try to come on. Ricardo, I don't know, you don't see the link. There's a link there. Just click the link unless something wrong with your phone, Bridget. Once you click the link, it is going to carry you to a room where I will let you in. Just click the link and it will take you to a waiting room and I will let you in. Let me click. See, I just click guess and you're not there. Just click the link and it will take you there. Or wrong with your phone. Because Ricardo, I well want you to come on, you know, because I know you want to come on and talk about Bravo. I want you to come on, man, but what wrong with the phone? I always have phone problem, brother. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, 872. I soon come back to you. Mr. Lover, so you're saying that you're going to chop and change about 6 of them, man.
At least 6 changes.
Why I can't even blame me right now because hold on, see Rickets are come on. I can't even blame you because here I know. Hold on, just give me a minute, guys. Hold on a piece. May I try add somebody. Just give me a second there. Ricardo. Just give me a quick minute there, guys. Cedric. Something wrong with him phone in the studio now, but he's not being added. Cedric. Yeah, Kingston 872. Just continue for me. So going forward, you say you identify that the bowlers are doing pretty well, right? So pertaining to the spinning option, what are you planning to do where the spin is concerned? We have Chase there, we have Raheem Carnwall there, Warrican. Who would be your frontline spinner at the moment?
I will go with Raheem Carnwall.
Yeah.
I think I like the control that he shows. He seems a decent spinner. This is the thing with spinners though. I think spinners, they really have to show them some love. You have to give them a little chance. Spinners will get knocked around a lot. Shane Warne, when he was on debut, I think this was in the early 90s. Ravi Sastry was the first wicket that he got. He played against India. And they said India, I think his words were India breastfed on spin, right? So they really took a liking to him, Ravi Sastry in particular. I think he scored a century in that game. It was at Sydney. And he took one for like 100 and something. But then because of the control that Warren showed, I'm not saying that my virgin that Jimbo is a Shane Warne.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that spinners need to be given chances. Spinners are gonna have them time when they really get knocked around a lot. And at one point, even spin was considered to be a lost art until people like Morley and Shane Warne really came back and everybody wanted to be like them, So I think we should give Jimbo another chance. So I'll go with him as my spinner.
All right. Just give me a second. There's somebody popping up in the chat as Vizzy. I'm not sure who that is. Just please identify yourself. Wizzy, sorry. There's somebody popping up in the chat. Just please as Wizzy. Just identify yourself in the chat so I can add you. Just don't go ahead and add you. Rickets, I keep your name pop up and I trying to add you, but I don't know what's wrong with your phone, Virgin. You can't use Wi-Fi phone because more you come on the chat, I don't know what go on for your thing, man. The person that is using the device, Mark Wizzy, I will add you, but just go ahead and hold on, Kaden. I soon add you, Kaden. Just give me a second. All right, just identify yourself, Wizzy, so we can know exactly who it is. All right, so Kingston, who is that? Kingston 872. That your tag, right? So you're saying you would go with Jimbo. All right, so as me said, Jimbo is a good spinner. the only reason that I had selected Raston Chase over him in this series is because of the batting, right? And how I saw the Sabina pitch playing. So I just had to think about pertaining to West Indies. We're going to start to leave them a little bit. I don't know. You're looking forward to the CPL, Kingston?
Well, say I'm not really that much of a T20 man, at least not anymore, but I still watch it, but not with enthusiasm as I used to, Yeah, man, me follow it up, but I'm not really sit down for 3 hours and watch a game like that, unless I like the finals or something, or I don't really have nothing to do. I might sit down and watch it. To me, though, I really want to see if Test cricket, we kind of really try follow Test cricket as much as possible. I wouldn't mind if every Test match was like the Ashes, with the atmosphere and everything, and this. Yeah, man. But to me, Test cricket are the ultimate, and I think a lot of the younger players don't look at it this way, but a lot of the great Test, the great T20 players like the David Warners, the Chris Gales,
them man, master Test cricket, man.
These people were Test players, so
and master it also.
Yeah, so. To me, it makes sense if a man go do well in a T20 if he play Test cricket too. That's just my take. Somebody might have a different opinion, but I feel like Test cricket really does help you with the technique and stuff. And how T20 is evolving, it's not all about bashing the ball anymore. There's a lot of thought that goes into it now. So
exactly.
To me, a test player like a Virat Kohli is a great. He married 15 everything. Right?
Exactly. Look at Kane Williamson. Kane Williamson can't hit the ball far, but based on his technique and all of that, and that make him still can fit in our T20 team.
Yeah, I think the future T20 stars are gonna be good Test players too. Some me see still.
All right, hold on, Mr. Lover. Where Mr. Lover gone? Same as me ready to ask Mr. Lover about the CPL, Cedric, me not see you. Come on, Cedric. Alright, the man gone. Yeah, Mr. Lover. Alright, good. Alright, Mr. Lover. So pertaining to the CPL that is supposed to start in the next couple of days, how much are you looking forward to it as regards to seeing a couple of new talents coming out, Mr. Lover?
With regards to CPL, I'm looking forward to at least 4 players. Shafane Waterford, Chandapal Hemaj, if he goes back, I'm not sure if he went back to the Caribbean yet. I'm still looking out for the bowlers like Niall Smith and Jaden Seals.
All right, so those guys that they would have announced themselves already, but they are just not at the level that we want them. So somebody like a Niall Smith and all of those guys, you're expecting them to come up with some good performances to start to really stamp their authority to show that they have arrived at the international level.
Yes.
All right, good. So we have Richard, the man from out of London, England, the Arsenal man joining us. I don't know if you would have watched the game or you just saw the results. What are your thoughts about how the guys collapsed, Richard?
Good evening, Sports to the Bone. Good evening, panelists and viewers and subscribers. My lord, Sports to the Bone. Oh gosh, I took a chance and I joined randomly at a random point, and I joined when it was on. Let me see. My man there, Jason Holder, was at the crease with. Oh God, it's coming back to me. I wish it was a nightmare. It was like a nightmare. My lord. Oh gosh, it was your friend and mine, Mr. Myers. Mr. Myers. Oh God.
There's something wrong with Myers, yeah, man.
Wow. Can you? All right, look. He made a few runs, maybe a handful of runs before losing his wicket before the rain came down. Can you describe his innings before that point?
All right, before that point, I'm going to be honest. As much as I want to knock him, I'm going to be honest, his innings was very good. He played very good leading up to that point. And I'm thinking that persons that would have watched the innings would agree. Leading up to that point, he was playing extremely well. He covered his half stump good. When the spinner was operating, he was playing down the ball nicely. He wasn't doing any loose shot. When the pace bowlers bowled, he was leaving ball, he was playing ball, covering up good. But at that point, leading up to the point of him losing his wicket, I guess it is a case of them setting him up, right? Because if they bowl a couple of deliveries outside the half stump, you know, he went at it. I think it was just a point of him not being able to see, all right? Something similar happened to Jason Waller. It was just a case of him not being able to say, all right, let me get a hold of myself and relax. Because the delivery that got him out, you know, it was a straight delivery that would have gone on to hit half stump, right? And he went across the stump and played at the ball. The ball took the edge and went through to be taken behind, right? But leading up to that, he was playing okay. I have to give it to him. He was playing okay, but maybe the 4 to 5 deliveries leading up to him getting out, the bowlers got it. They just outfoxed him, right? They just outfoxed him because for some reason he was just not able to control himself. He played a couple of shots, got a couple of fours, yes, hit a couple of deliveries that didn't go to the boundary. Then a straight delivery going on half stump. If it did not hit the bat, he would have gotten out bowled. He went across the line, just got the edge and went through to be taken. So I can just say he gave away his wicket once again.
Well described, and I think it plays into what I heard on the Windies cricket commentary. Mm-hmm. The commentators at one point reached the conclusion that the averages, when you look at the averages of the West Indian batsmen, that is testimony to the fact that if they're averaging that at regional level and at test level previously, probably lower than their regional average, then they don't have what it takes. And what you're seeing is a consistent, repeated story unfolding, which is why I suggest that it's incredible and yet so predictable how they manage to not even snatch defeat from the ground, from the mouth of victory. I don't know what optimism, what lines of optimism do you share in terms of West Indies as a cricketing structure actually finding a way out of this almost morass of a situation? The CPL is coming up, and there's going to be lots of excitement. But where is the light at the end of the tunnel? Sports to the Bone, viewers and subscribers, panelists, where cricket, test match cricket is concerned. Tomorrow or later today, a few hours time, there's going to be India against England. And that is going to be absolutely, I see she's nodding his head. It's going to be juicy. It's going to be mano a mano, drama, captivating viewing. Is there an appetite within West Indies cricketing structure and West Indian fans, Sports to the Bone? Speak.
All right. Mr. Lover and Kingston 872, I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to answer this also. But where I am concerned, West Indies cricket getting better, I can't really see it, right? I don't want persons to think that I am knocking the whole infrastructure. But this is why I am going to say this. I would have indicated on the platform on a couple of occasions, right? I am at a point where I do a little bit of coaching, right? And the competitions are not there. So first thing, at the school level, it is not there. Primary school level, it is not there. High school level, it is not there. So the popularity of cricket is really decreasing. So people are not drawn to the game as before, right? Where sponsorship is concerned, I would have said this yesterday. Where sponsorship is concerned, people are not willing to pump money into the game because there's nobody to advertise their thing to, right? So they are not just gonna pump their money into the game because who are they going to advertise to? Because people are not drawn to the game, right? And I think it all has to do with the promotion. You see, similarly to how they promote CPL and how they promote T20 cricket, if these people in position would say, all right, we notice that the youngsters are more interested in the T20 cricket. Get some of these top class T20 stars to promote the game. If you even have to pay them to promote the game, right? To try and get the popularity of the game back up. Because when I was growing up, everywhere you go, you see a youngster getting bottles. I don't even know the juice bottles, throwing stones in the bottles, cover it up, get a piece of board and play. That is how we used to play cricket when I was going to school. That is not happening now. People, when I was going to school, at my community, the same Cedric crickets that you see on the platform here, pulling my leg from time to time. We used to hurry home from school to go home and put, if we don't have tennis ball, cut up the bicycle tube, right? Cut up the bicycle tube, tin, get a marble or a stone, wrap the tube around it until it become a size of a ball and play cricket with it. I mean, it hits very hard, yes, when I get a hit in the face like that, but at least you're getting the enjoyment. That is not happening. So until I see people drawn to cricket like this, then I will say, right, we are coming out. I don't see it getting any better, Richard. It might sound away, but because I am on the ground and I am seeing it, I don't see it getting any better. You're still gonna have 1 and 2 people that love the game that will play, but the amount of people that you would want, or the pool of players that you would want playing the game, it is not wide. So when the pool is small, you're always going to find a 4 or a 5 man that you're going to use, and those 4 or 5 man might not be very good, if you understand what I'm saying, right? So I'm going to give the others a chance to go at it. Hold on, let me try. Hold on, Cedric, can you hearing me? Hold on, guys. I'm gonna give you guys a chance to go, but I trying to get my friend on, Cedric. Cause I see his name pop up, but he's not coming on.
I tell you, this is like the back scenes of the West Indies camp. This
yeah,
is like
we're not getting him on.
Oh, gosh.
Hold on, it's Cedric. You hearing me?
Lord of mercy. Yeah. Can't you see?
I want the man come on to roast him, you see?
Can't you see the similarities? Who would want to join this band of jokers?
You see, the thing is that I want Cedric to come on, you know, because you see, Cedric is my personal friend, you know, so I can roast him non-stop. It's like what I can't roast some of the viewers because they're going to get in them feelings. Cedric and I, we have been trading roast from maybe the age of 12 up to now. You understand? So I really want him to come on, but for some reason, something wrong with him phone, it look like.
What do you want to roast him about?
The man continuously, well, maybe I came on late, but the man continuously bring the Bravo arguments, say Bravo must be in the team. And I am just pointing out to him that Bravo is not in the team simply because he failed. So they just use another couple of players. These players have failed, so if they want to rotate them back now and put in another failure, I can't do anything. But it's a reason why Bravo was not there in the first place. But we can't understand that. All right, Mr. Lover, Kingston 8M2. We're going to give you a crack at what Richard had said. He was saying that how optimistic are you guys pertaining to West Indies cricket really coming back to the forefront. Mr. Lover, you take the floor first. Just give me a quick second, guys. Mr. Lover, go ahead.
Okay, first thing first, the bowling is heading in the correct and direct direction. However, the batting is just abysmal. Poor rubbish. As it relates to getting the batting back to what it was back in the days, I think we need to get a stand, get a new batting coach, and get into a program where we can invite other county cricket teams from England to bowl to our batsmen. Even we can get some of the best bowlers in the world just to come and bowl at our batsmen, so be it. Also, there's this guy in England county cricket, one of the coaches, not sure of his name, but if West Indies can get him to come into the coaching setup, that would be good. Before I comment any further, I would like to touch this Bravo and Myers debate stuff, Bravo, Myers, and Bonner, those three batsmen, I don't think they should be on the faster pitches. Put them like when going against Afghanistan and so on in the spinners friendly condition. That's my take.
Yeah.
I might be wrong, but that's my take. They play spin better.
All right. All right. So that was Mr. Lofa. Good. All right. Kingston 872. You look like a man which like your history. Come see you bring all your book where you did read and thing. All right. So me assume say you don't have some knowledge as regards to how good we were back then and what we are doing now. So adding to the same question, going forward, how optimistic are you as regards to West Indies team really climbing back?
Well, let me start out by saying that you said something earlier what I agree with to some extent, but I also don't agree with to another. You said that you do at the grassroots level you're exposed because you have trained a few people, but this is the Jamaican context, So I'm not sure what things are like in say Guyana, Trinidad, Barbados. So the potential is probably still there because whereas in Jamaica you have a lot of competing sports, like a lot of people here like track and field. We love track and field, right? And football, we love football too, but for a lot of these other smaller Caribbean nations, I think cricket is really number one for them. So the potential, I think, exists that maybe we might see more players coming from the smaller islands in the Lesser Antilles as opposed to Jamaica. It's not as popular here as it used to be. So there's that. But I think a lot of structure has gone into it. There's a lot of investment because the Sagicor High Performance Center, for example, I think there is a product of that. Jason Holder was our test captain and he loves test cricket. Like I think test cricket is the ultimate for him. And I know that potentially other players are there too who could potentially like test cricket. I would like to think, I'm a fairly young person, so I'd like to think that in my lifetime, I'd see a team, maybe not dominant, but a team that's competitive, at least in the top top three, top four of the world ranking. So I am optimistic, maybe not, hopefully within the next decade. I don't know, I'm just putting it out there. Maybe some of these under 19 players could potentially become great test cricketers too. But that's how I see it still. I think there is potential, but I just think we need to somehow keep the cricket going, because we don't want test cricket to die,
Yeah, and I agree with you as it pertains to wanting to see West Indies being dominant, because I tell you, from my start watch cricket, baseball, and you can see, might act like an old man, but the age not really there. So from me I watch cricket, I don't really witness a dominant West Indies team when it comes on to test cricket or even ODI. I see a dominant T20 team, yes, when from 2012 coming up when we had people like our Samuel Badri, our Sunil Narayan, the Bravos, the Gales, the Simmons, right? I see a dominant T20 team, but I don't really see no good cricket where test cricket is concerned. Hold on there. Cedric, Quincy say you're hiding because you know you can't defend Bravo. Why Cedric, I don't know what go on. Hold on there, guys.
He's gonna be
hold on there. We have another man which part no whole back. Which part in there? Marlon.
Yo.
Marlon there. All right, hold on there, guys. Marlon joining us from Clarendon. Yeah, Marlon, give us your take on what went down today. Who must drop and who must stay?
Well, all right. Starting from number 1 to number 6, only players I would keep are Blackwood and Bradwood. Everybody else must go. Everybody else must go. The only 2 players I would keep from number 1 to 6 is Blackwood and Bradwood. Everybody else must go. Right now, I'm looking at Josh De Silva with the side eye, but I will still keep him. I would still keep Joshua, but everybody has got to go.
So what
I
hold
can't
on?
knock your argument. Can't knock your argument.
Oh, no,
at all,
no,
because
no,
the rest of the money
no, Jason, no back top six. No, Jason's place is safe. Jason is safe.
No, man, remember,
But-
Jason was like
let me
all
call
round. So you know, say the pure batsman you're talking.
Yes.
Out and out batsman you're talking.
Yes. We're talking about number 3 has to go. Banner has to go. Number 4,
definitely.
Chase has to. Blackwood has to stay. And I will get rid of Kyle Mears. They all got to go. I am looking at Joshua Silva with the side eye because his batting is deplorable.
Marlon,
I would still. Yes, Mr. Lover?
I have to cut you off with the Silva because he's batting with the tail end.
No, I'm looking at him with the side eye. Not that I will get rid of him. I'm looking at him with the side eye.
Oh, I have to make sure.
I'm looking at him with the side eye. I'm not ready to throw him to the dogs as yet. But this might be controversial. I don't want them to replace anybody with Sheaho and Shamar Brooks. Because these guys have made a name for themselves in West Indies cricket of failing. They are now household names that are known for failure. I would not replace failure with failure. Honestly, the excuse now that we don't have any first-class cricket being played, I don't want to hear it anymore. They have the high performance center. They've used it already. Let's bring in some new crop of guys and give them a chance to fail. Because recycling failures is just nothing, putting in nothing.
It's insanity. You see everything over and over.
We can't be recycling the old failures. Honestly, give me somebody like Kimani Milius right now as an opening batsman. I would take him because he can't do worse than Powell. Kimani Milius can't do worse than Powell. I mean, honest.
Yeah.
That is that frustration this year.
Yeah.
Marlon.
This person still loaded.
Hold on there. Is this the great dude, Darren Bravo? Are you that? The man internet has stuck.
I'll be a fool.
Hold on there, guys. I still get you. Ricardo, I'm to your internet. All right. You hearing us, Ricardo? No, but we can't go work with the internet, man.
No, sir, yeah, waste time with this one.
No, Ricardo,
everything is good.
Just like Darren Bravo, you're wasting time with this one. Let me come again.
Yeah, man, I'm hearing you.
No, sir. That's a definition.
All right, Ricardo. So please go ahead and let the panelists know, the panelists that we have, the panel and the other listeners know exactly who Bravo should replace and what stats you're coming with to back that up over the last couple of series. Yeah.
Gone.
No, they gone.
All right, guys, continue.
Sports to the bone.
Ricardo.
Your reputation is at stake, you know, and you can't pin it on these jokers.
Hey, this man is a childhood friend in a virgin.
Him could have
You can't believe that the man can do me that.
Oh gosh. You have to pray for him.
All right, so yeah, man. So let us continue, guys. Pertaining to the opening position now, guys. This is I don't know if you guys gonna agree with me, but separate Craig Brathwaite has how much? 9 centuries.
Yes.
10 centuries, 9 or 10.
Yeah.
9.
And I think if the 97 we met the other day would have made 10, I think.
Would have made 10.
Right? And
yes.
all of those centuries that Craig Brathwaite would have scored, all of them come behind each other. No other West Indian no score a test century as an opener in between those, right? The last 9 centuries as an opener.
Ian Bishop said that. Ian Bishop mentioned that stuff.
I think the last other good opener that we would have seen since we're not talking about Chris Gale, and the guy which for turn faster. What's his name from Trinidad?
Oh, Adrian Barrett.
I don't see anybody else.
Barrett.
We tried Kirk Edwards, even though Edwards bat at number 3. We tried a couple of other guys, but none of them can bat.
I think you're being a bit harsh, Marlon, and I don't know what the other panelists thinks. I think that Powell Hear me out. I think Powell has potential. Double P. Powell has potential. While he has been batting, get me now. While he's been batting, he has shown acumen. He's shown good technique. He's shown the ability that he can score. I saw the run out with my own 2 and include glasses, 4 eyes.
Let me say
I
something.
saw the run out.
Let me respond to that.
That run out was rough. It was rough, but highly unfortunate. But the man can bat. I suggest you don't jettison him immediately and with full effect, unlike Mr. Myers.
Listen.
But, yeah.
All right.
But
Can I say something?
The gentleman over
hold on,
here.
you finish the chart? Hold on, you finished making a point, Richard?
Yes, I'm giving everyone plenty of space to come back, sir. Powell.
All right, Richard.
Get another start. Speak.
All right. Yeah, Kingston. Go ahead, Kingston.
Yeah, man. All right. So Kieran Powell, right? I think if memory serve right, I don't want to get it wrong, but Powell at one point was opening with Gale. I remember
century.
New Zealand was here, and this was probably because Chris Gale just came back because there was a dispute. Him score a century with Chris Gale. I think this was 2012.
Might have been
a long time ago,
Might have been against Zimbabwe.
Yeah,
another one was against
Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
That year was a good year for him. And ever since that, it's like it's just been a downward spiral. He averaged like what, 22?
26.
Which other test nation you know have an opener who play for so long and him average like in the mid-20s?
Yeah. All right. I'm going to give you a chance to go, Marlon and Mr. Lover. Here is my point where Powell is concerned now, Richard. As Kingston just alluded to, this man has been playing the game for years now, right? So where technique is concerned, he might look pretty, yes, but what about the runs? This man is not a newcomer, you know. The man played cricket for a period of time, left, played baseball and come back, and he's still the same average player. So naturally, most left-handers look good playing the shot, driving the ball, but what is the result? That is the thing, you know. It might look technically sound, but what is the result? Is the same average of scoring 26, 25. It's the same thing. He was looking good yesterday, you know, before he got run out. But it's the same. It is the same dismissal and dismiss him same way, and it's the same average. It's the same score. So the man might look good enough. The man playing cricket for West Indies from 2011-12. So if him not look good playing 1 or 2 shot, he would have look away. So you understand, the man has been playing cricket for a while, so 1 or 2 shot might look good, but it's the same average of scoring 24, 25 thereabout. So I don't know. But what you say, Mr. Lover? I soon come back to you, Richard. Mr. Lover, then Marlon.
I personally don't want to see Powell. Wait, what he did yesterday, that was the last straw. Period. I want to go with Evan Lewis or bring in Jason Mohammed, though he's aging. Yeah, somebody like Jason Mohammed who averaged like 30-something, close to 40 in first class. And he's never been given the opportunity to play tests.
But we're talking about the opening spot. Jason Mohammed has always been a number 3 or a mid-ladder batsman.
I think he's an opener in red ball cricket, though. I'm not sure.
Yeah?
I've
always seen him run about number 3, 4 thereabout. All right, so Mr. Lover say him no want to see Powell any at all. Marlon, what you say?
My thing is this. After being in the sports more than 10 years, you cannot be termed as a potential. But potential are for young men in 19, 20. Gen Z's is a potential.
Yeah.
Powell is already a finished product, and we've seen all that he can provide, and we're not impressed. I think we've seen the best of Powell. And right now, Powell is a walk-in LBW candidate. If you notice, they're peppering his pads now. Pakistan bowlers were peppering his pads because they realize he cannot protect his front pad. And if you consistently bowl straight to him, you will catch him.
You're going to get him out. Once,
yes.
Especially if you have pace. Especially if you have pace. You're going to get him out.
At this level, when you... Yeah, Mr. Lover.
With regards to Powell, there's one typical Jamaican batsman that opens that Powell mimics.
John Campbell. Listen, so I was going to make a comment. Mr. Lover, I was going to make a comment that John Campbell's cover drive look equally good as Powell.
All right.
John Campbell has some lovely cover drives. But after a cover drive, John Campbell is going to itch after sleep.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And we've seen this happen over and over again. Listen, Powell looked really good yesterday. However, that dismissal is an elementary dismissal. I mean, you don't see anybody who value their wicket get dismissed like that. That shows a lack of concentration. So, listen, I don't think we should ever see him in our West Indies close like it. That is just my 5 cents.
All right. All right. So we're not the batsmen from the. We're going at it over an hour and a half now. Just talking about the batsmen and their failure. All right. So let us talk about the bowlers. Let us talk about the bowlers. I mean, I'm not closing the conversation about the batting, so you can just, whenever you have a point about the batting, you can just raise it back. But I'm just going to throw this out. Where the bowling is concerned, right? I am thinking that this bowling unit, I know Kemar Roach is up in age, right? But this bowling unit, I am thinking, especially if we should tour England. Listen to me, I know the batting going crumble, but I'm thinking if we should tour England, where the bowlers get so much assistance, right? Where the condition is concerned, I see Jaden Seals and Kemar Roach and Jason Holder being able to up and take 5-wicket hauls, right? I am thinking that in this condition here, they get their 2-wicket, their 3-wicket, their 4-wicket, but they are not able to take a lot of 5-wicket hauls. I am thinking playing in those sort of conditions where they are going to get a lot of help. I am thinking I can just picture it in my head right now, seeing Jaden Seals getting 5-wicket hauls behind 5-wicket hauls behind 5-wicket hauls. I don't know if I am the only person seeing it, because Jaden Seals has the ability to get that ball and the half stump at a good length and get the batsman to fish at it. So just imagine him playing overseas where the ball is moving. Contrary to that though, and no going into subcontinent areas, right? Going up against a India or a Bangladesh or a Sri Lanka in their home condition, one might say he's not yet the finished product because his slower delivery is not yet developed, his change-up deliveries are not yet developed. So in those conditions, he might struggle. But I tell you guys, I am really waiting to see these guys. Well, not these guys, because we would have seen Holland and Roach there. But especially Jaden Seals, I am waiting to see this youngster play in some condition where he will get some help. I don't know if I'm the only one looking at it from this perspective. I don't know what you guys have to say about that.
But Lennox,
go first.
Yeah, Marlon.
No, Mr. Lover, same one go first.
Yeah, Mr. Lover.
With regards to Jaden Seals and England would be coming to the Caribbean in March, I think, of next year.
Yes, next year.
I know for sure they will play in Antigua because England don't come to the Caribbean and don't play in Antigua or Barbados.
Yes, those are the 2 locations, always.
Jaden Seals will probably get a lot of assistance in Antigua, but yet still the pitch has deteriorated as of late. So I'm looking for at least 1 5-wicket haul and maybe
Mr.
2
Lover,
or 3.
The game they played last time when the pitch got a bad score from Antigua, from ICC, where was it? Barbados or Antigua?
I think it was the Antigua recreational ground. Is it that ground they call it Sir Viv Richards Stadium now?
No. Sir Viv is a different ground altogether from ARG.
But you remember what I was asking about though? You remember when we played England and Bravo the half century, we won that game, but the pitch
I know why
Mark,
you say
Yeah, we
that
had
now.
some problem with the pitch.
No, West Indies had bowled them out for like 50 something, I think. That's why they were saying that.
no man. There was
No,
some
another
heavy
game,
body
man.
blows. There was some heavy body blows because Bravo took some pictures after the game, and you can see the bruises he took from the English bowlers,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
we peppered the English bench in a similar manner. So I was just asking about that game, but continue.
All right, continue, Mr. Lover.
Um, yeah. Jaden Seeds will get a lot of assistance in Antigua. In Barbados, I think he will struggle to get the 5-wicket haul, but it's not out of the question. But in Antigua, he can definitely get at least 2 5-wicket haul. I can tell
All
you that.
right. All right. Yeah, Marlon.
I personally feel like West Indies have a good quadri of bowlers where we can compete in all conditions, all across the cricketing world. Probably outside of New Zealand, because nobody goes to New Zealand and do anything. But with the likes of Cornwall and Warwican and even Craig, we see that we have a chance to compete with some spinners in the subcontinent, which over the years has not been the case. And our fast bowlers seem adept. I think we have a nice quadri of fast bowlers when we get Shannon Gabriel back. Because not leaving Gabriel alone, we will have fast bowlers with a wide variety of pace, swing, seam, and just all-out control. So I like the quadri of fast bowlers that we have. I think we have bowlers that can survive in every possible condition that the cricketing world could put up.
All right. Richard. It is your home. I was just asking, as regards Jaden Seals, how much are you looking forward to seeing him bowling in overseas conditions?
I'll be looking forward to it. I think that West Indies does have a decent attack. We've got to be mindful of the fact that, as you've alluded to, Kamal Roach is at the tail end or the senior end of his career. Likewise, Shannon Gabriel. But Jaden Seals, maybe a Niall Smith, the Obed McCoys, they can do well in England. They're talented and have potential. They're hungry. What stands out, though, and what we can't get away from, just as you can picture Jaden getting a 4-4, 3-4, 5-4, we can also picture a crumbling batting effort. We can't get away from that. There's no international cricket team of note and worth their salt where you can say, okay, they've got a terrific batting unit, but the bowling is not ready, or they've got a terrific bowling unit, but the batting's not ready.
Yeah, they go together.
You won't really get any results. And we've grown up, well, certainly I've grown up from the late 70s right through the 80s into the 90s, when you've got the level, the plumb line was so much higher. And get this, it crossed my mind. You're talking about the lowering of standards. Can you imagine a Gordon Greenidge or Desmond Haynes wanting to be called in and wanting to come in to try to address some of the shortcomings with this crop of West Indian players? Two, how much would it actually cost? Do you imagine that they would do it for free? I've never heard anyone actually talk about that. I've heard Gordon Greenidge and Desmond Haynes' names being mentioned, but I never hear any commentators or fans talk about what kind of package would be involved potentially in terms of luring or encouraging them to join a West Indies camp in any capacity. Maybe you can shed some light on that. And I'd like to add one other point, which I'd love to hear from you guys. Is there any way of incentivizing young upcoming cricketers, as well as the existing cricketers, to actually build innings, longevity? Is there any challenge? Just as you were talking about, playing cricket and you have your little buckle and you got your stick and you've got players around you and you're just trying to stay in. Is there any way of incentivizing players to actually value staying at the crease and not losing your wicket. I am really concerned that with the growth of the T20 and CPL, West Indian culture, Jamaican, whether it be Trinidadian, Barbadian, the culture 2021 and going forward just doesn't seem to lend itself to concentration and long-term benefits. Like Viv Richards and Gordon Greenidge and Desmond Hayne, Larry Gomes, they took pride. Even Brian Lara, BC Lara, Mr. Chanderpaul, they took pride in staying at the wicket, hell or high water. I think this generation, we may be missing the boat, and maybe it's too far or too late. What say you?
All right, I'll get to that. But Kingston 872, you hadn't gotten a chance to reply pertaining to seeing our bowling unit. They are performing well at home now. Did well against South Africa, did well against Pakistan. How much are you looking forward to see what they will bring overseas?
Well, you had touched on a point earlier, which I'm in complete agreement with. The last tour of England, early, I would say mid 2020. During the pandemic, we were the only team. I think it's the first time we had a test match for a while. And we won that first test. I don't know if you remember. It was a 3-game series. We won the first test in England. And we look really good.
Blackwood with the 95.
Unit.
Yeah, I think Blackwood had made something. Blackwood make a 90, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, 95 or 94. And always get caught a mid-off.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think I liked how they played in England the last time. Now with this youngster named Jaden Seals, I'm in agreement with you that he'll get the ball to move around in England. I don't know if you remember. Once you can get a little bit of movement, I think you can do well in England. Even Darren Sammy, he does get a little bit of movement, and I think he got like a 7-5 in England when he was a youngster.
Bravo did the same thing also.
Bravo as well.
Bravo got some, yeah.
So I'm looking forward to the bowling unit doing well overseas, I think, particularly in England. When it comes to subcontinent, though, I'm not sure about the subcontinent, though, because, as I said, one of the most decent spinner that I see is Rakeem Cornwall. I think some of our good spinners are in T20. They are the limited overs of the game. I think with work, people like my boy from Jamaica, what's his name again?
From Jamaica.
Fabian Allen.
Fabian Allen. I think with work him can get a little better,
Yeah, and people like Akil Hussain and them guys good too,
Akil Hussain, I think those two guys, work, them can get a little bit better.
Yeah, Hayden Junior, Hayden not bad also.
Yeah, so but they're not playing the longer versions of the game. That's it. They're not playing the longest version.
I don't trust Fabian Allen with the red ball. I don't trust Fabian Allen with this cricket.
If I play Fabian
I wouldn't play Fabian Allen.
Red ball is supposed to be as a batsman, all rounder.
Yes. I couldn't play Fabian as a frontline spinner. In red ball cricket, I wouldn't even entertain that.
All right.
So what about Hayden Walsh Jr. though?
Hayden Walsh Jr. is definitely a frontline spinner option.
Yeah, man, like a little leg spin.
Let me tell you, Lennox, I think you would agree with me on this. The problem with Hayden Walsh is that Hayden Walsh offers a lot of scoring deliveries. A lot. And in Test cricket, if you offer too much scoring deliveries, guys would sit back and defend the balls that are threatening. And then when you get loose outside after, they punish you. That probably is the knock that I would see when it comes to Hayden Walsh Jr. Because in T20 and limited overs, you must attack at some point. But in Test cricket, you could sit back and pick Hayden Walsh Jr. off. I'm not saying he cannot. I wouldn't knock him as much as I'm not fond of Fabian. But that is my concern with him. I trust Chase. What his name is, Cornwall and Warrican to bowl in the subcontinent. I trust Warrican and Cornwall, and somebody has to turn their hand over in the subcontinent, in my view.
All right, so just give me a second, Mr. Lover. Let me take the first crack at what Richard had said. Yeah, he was asking what can be done to sort of incentivize the players to really go out there and bat. These players these days, all you can use to incentivize them is money, right? And coming through at the young from a young level, they before you even become a professional, you cannot pay them, right? You cannot give them any money. That is the rule. At the amateur level or at the schoolboy level, you cannot give them money, right? So providing equipment and all of them things, those are basic. You're going to provide a man with the equipment. I think it just solely have to do with how you can help them to change the mindset. I don't know how you can do that, but I think that is the problem, Richard. Getting them to change the mindset. Because it is the same set of talented players coming through, just like how we would have our Garden Greenwich and all of those guys. And we do very well leading up to the under 19 level before players are thrown into the T20 thing. That is the thing, Richard. So it all has to do with the mindset and whether or not a player believes that, well, they are going to play test cricket and just focus on test cricket. Right? Most of these youngsters, they are coming through as attacking players. They just want play, one bat, one hit ball. So you find that when they reach 19, 20 and they get a first contract and to play some franchise cricket, it's very hard to look back because they are not playing for pride and passion like the players before. A man just knows that if he go and play a team, even if he sit on the bench for a franchise team, he might carry home a good 5,000 US for a 2 or a 3 game. You understand? These players nowadays, they are not playing the cricket to play and say, all right, I want to represent West Indies. At the end of the day, I want my name to be written in the record books. So I don't know how much we can give them or provide them with things to say, this is the reward. Because a man going to look and say, right now, I want to be like the Chris Gayle, I want to be like the Virat Kohli, and they're not looking at that these guys would have done it all at the test level first. Right? Remember, Chris Gayle have 2 triple century, Chris Gayle have how much centuries, You understand? But these guys coming up, they are seeing the Chris Gayle and the Marlon Samuels and the Bravos. Let me specify the Dwayne Bravos that would have played, that are playing T20 cricket. These guys would have done it all basically at the test level, and they are just trying to scrape some money to retire. You understand? But the youngsters coming through, they are just using it as a cash flow, as a cash cow. And I guess that is a reason why a man like Michael Holding, who is stuck in his way, is always going to hit on T20 cricket, right? Because he's seeing it as the thing that is mashing up the West Indies cricket. And T20 cricket is not what is mashing up world cricket. Because India, Australia, all of their players are playing T20 cricket, but they are still playing the test cricket for the man them still representing their country at a high level. Our youngsters don't know what is wrong with them. I don't know if it is the case that they know that at any time the board can throw them away. So they say, all right, I am at the peak of my career, I'm going to rake in what I can rake in. And then, I don't know, Richard, but I think it all boils down to the mindset of the player. Right? I don't know how much you can incentivize them to really go out there and bat. It depends on what the particular player wants. Yeah. Another man take a crack at it.
You see, the thing is though, Richard, in fairness to Cricket West Indies, they've tried a few things. One thing I know of in particular is in first class cricket now, if you play over 300, you get additional points. In the first class system right now. I don't know if anybody could confirm to me how that works specifically.
I'm not sure if it's over 300. But over 300 games.
Overall, the problem is. Pardon me?
Marlon, you're on floor fight again. Marlon. Look like Marlon on floor do battle again. You hear it?
Yeah.
Yes, you're clearly.
Yeah. So you're saying you said something about over 300 games for points. You're saying if they play over 300 games, they get points?
No. If they play in first class cricket, no, I think there's a system. If you play over 300 runs, the team that play over 300 runs get some extra points. Yes. And that is one of the things they're trying to do to incentivize the batsmen to bat longer.
Oh, if a team scores over 300 runs in an innings.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I don't remember exactly how, but that is a thing that they've installed recently, not too long ago.
Okay.
But I will give an example. You see, in the previous Under-19 World Cup, 2 players stood out in the West Indies team. Jaden Seals and Naeem Young.
Yeah.
And I remember reading an article on ESPN when there was like when they were talking about Naeem Young and Test cricket, and they was like, not really sure if I want to play Test cricket. Not too sure if it's my thing. Contrast.
I remember that.
Jaden Seals. The article said is that stated categorically, Jaden will play Test cricket, and Jaden wants to represent West Indies at Test cricket.
Okay.
Look at the contrast between those 2 gentlemen's careers since
Where Naeem Young now?
Naeem Young is in CPL, but Naeem Young is not being talked about in the same vein since.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying as it pertains to his international career. That's what I'm talking about. All right.
The last meet I think I saw from Naeem Young was when Pollard took him to the cleaners in one CPL match. I mean, Pollard took this young man to the cleaners. I contrast them to show that sometimes the desire to play the format of Test cricket is important, because one of these young men wanted to, and now they are excelling, as opposed to one who was like, the white ball is where I prefer to be. Exactly. And look at the contrast in the careers. So we need players who want to play the format, and you cannot get past
that. That is the ultimate thing.
Put everything aside, guys need to want to play the game. And I think parents can play a role in that, mentors can play a role in that. But if you don't get guys at a young age who want to play the format, you can't force it because the money is not there.
Yeah.
So,
all right, hold on. Kingston, are they both? Yeah, hold on, let me cut a little more. Kingston, are they both?
I'm there, man.
All right. Yeah, man, pertaining to why the youngsters are not drawn to Test cricket, what do you think is the real thing behind that?
I think most people have touched it already. Is the lucrative contracts associated with T20. They just see T20 as more lucrative than Test cricket. That's it in a nutshell. You know, I don't think there's anything much. Some other people would say that the Test game is a little bit more demanding in terms of the physical aspect. To be out there for 5 days in the sun. You saw how heat stroke affected a couple of the players.
Yeah, Forward and Da Silva.
And Da Silva. So that's another. Well, I tend to call it excuse because you know that there's climate change and whatnot now, but I mean not every day is a hot day, you know. And they still play in the sun in Australia, and it can get really hot there too. They're still playing in the sun in India, and it get hot there too. They have day and night tests. So it's a physically demanding game. That's another excuse that they like to do. But the main fact is it's money.
Money are the main fact, man, because the first thing they're going to tell you about an injury that they don't want to reoccur. So they don't want to play too long. They just go and play the T20, and you know it's just, as me say, money. That is very much why I see it. Richard, let me go to the Kingston. Mr. Lover, you the board?
Yeah, man, I'm here.
Why your friends them coming here is a man full of connection, you know? Why your friends them don't want to play the Test cricket, Mr. Lover?
My friends them?
Yes.
My friends playing Test cricket, but let me say this thing with Richard here now. What I think need to be done is in the first class level, for those under 19 players in the first class level, get them to bat out 100 balls, right? Once you bat out 100 balls, you give them an incentive like $100 if they can get it. Right now, Antigua has this one young man in England that I think can make West Indies Test team right now. He just went to England for
Call
the
the name.
first time.
Call the name.
Damari Benter.
I wonder, you were telling me about that guy the other day and said England might take him away. Is that the same guy?
Yeah.
Oh.
He went to England for the first time this year. And in all matches he played so far, he has about 600 runs with 200s and about 3 half centuries.
Which position does he bat?
Middle order. Bats anywhere in the middle order from 3 to 6.
3 to
All right.
6.
The problem, that's a nice plan, though, you know, to get the players to bat 100 deliveries and give them a thing. But the problem with that now is how long will they be able to do that without the funding and people sponsoring the thing? That is the issue.
The sustainability of that is to be questioned.
Yeah, is a good idea, but it's an idea for a rich I'll come for the business thing. You understand? But me hear the idea, Mr. Lover, but where West Indies is concerned, I don't know if they can manage it at all. But you know, the mindset of the players, and it just really has to do with the youngsters these days. Because what I love to do now, I am sure my father didn't love to do it when he was my age. You understand? So it's just how things move. And the culture, the things are changing and things. And one might say that, boy, Australia, England, and all of those teams still producing top test cricketers, but I don't know if the pool is that wide, if our pool is that big, and thing. But I don't know, Richard. It's just rough. The mindset of the
Sports
players.
to the board.
It just rough.
Sports to the board.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But could it be a case where in the not too distant future, right? Because we're not playing test cricket as much, or because so many young players aren't playing test cricket. And as I had alluded to earlier, that a lot of the greatest T20 cricketers are also test cricketers. Is it a case where, because we're deviating from test cricket, even technically, you're not playing the 4-day regional tournament, you're not playing test cricket, you're not playing any of the longer formats of the game. So in another 10 years, you might even see the talent stock in T20s start to diminish too, because you know, to be technically sound and stuff, I think is warranted in T20s. Not every day you can go bash the ball and every wicket will be the same. So in you not playing test cricket, I think is going to be a disservice to you later on, or to the entire team later on, to the talent pool later on, because in school I think a lot of the school cricket is still centered around the longer formats, you know, being technically sound or whatever.
Yeah.
So over time, I think that will start to wear away to, and we might not even get these lucrative contracts that we're getting now.
It's a possibility. It's a possibility. But may I tell you, peeps, right now, me longing for some good cricket. As I say, I watch all form of cricket. And I watch every team once I have the time. But it really tough where West Indies cricket is concerned and test, you know. And the problem is that I can't pinpoint a couple of players that I say going to change it. The ones that I think are technically gifted enough to really come and do a thing, the man them now want to play the game, right? And every time we do a live, people type it on that there. They're going to say Puri and Hetmeyer and Lewis and these guys, right? I will know Puri and Hetmeyer, the guys, them technically gifted, them solid, right? And the fact of the matter is they might even be more technically gifted than some of the players that are playing in this current test team. But if the guys don't want to play the game, there's nothing we can do about it. You understand? I don't know how many persons will understand the phrase. They always say you can't carry the horse go to the water or the cow go to the water, but you can't force him to drink it. You understand? You know, so is that thing is the same thing me and Brian Lara saying the other day. It is a state of the glass half full and half empty. And we're going to continue shaking it around, because it's the same set of players we're recycling. Because we don't see the youngsters really coming through and saying that they want to play the game. And that is a problem.
Sorry, there. I have one question for the entire panel. You see,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
how you have the men's doing the T20, the ODI, and the Test match. Now they're opening the women into the Test match scene because the woman is already playing the T20 and the ODI. If they can get the same thing done for the under 19, because the under 19 has the T20 and the ODI. If they can get the under 19 into like a test program,
Mhm.
that to me would also benefit West Indies in the long run. I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah.
what anybody else
That
would say, but I would like to hear from Richard on that first.
yeah, yeah. Go ahead,
That,
Richard.
that sounds like a really good proposal in theory, and hopefully it could be implemented in practice. I think we've hit some of the nails on the head regarding uh, the impact of T20, the lure of the dollar and the pounds, and technique goes to waste, and is shortcuts are taken. In T20, you can bash, but even then, it only goes so far. Pooran, as we saw in the Indian Premier League, even though he's a gifted player, good bowlers can work you out, and you go for it, you're out because they can work you out. But so the under 19s proposal, I think, is a very good idea. I think that's one of the strongest ideas I've heard this evening. Youthful talent is out there. The pool is shrinking, but I think youthful talent is out there, and West Indies have been successful at the under 19 level. So trying to bottle that and funneling them in to the test arena through centers of excellence or whatever the case may be would be very important. But again, it looks like you're still coming back to that question of money. And today's generation, Lennox has been alluding to it. It's up here, and we appreciate that people need to make a living, and you can make a very healthy living through the shorter form of the game. Can we take this opportunity, Mr. Lover, Cedric, Marlon, Lennox, to just hail up and give full respect to the likes of Gordon Greenwich and the Desmond Haynes and even the Brian Charles Laras and maybe Chanderpool. When their names are mentioned, we've not touched on this yet, so please just cover it. When people say, well, look, we've got some of the leading players of all time, and they're in the country. They are West Indian stock. Why don't we get them into the program? Can we take this opportunity to just make it clear that there's no disrespect and no suggesting that these greats of the game don't care? Can we just make it clear? Or maybe you disagree. Do you think that they should come in on a voluntary basis or take a few dollars or whatever to actually put themselves in that position? I remember Curtly Ambrose and Courtney Walsh has been offered those opportunities, and it's not really bore fruit. I think that it's doing them a bit of a disservice because, as you've said, without this and this, it's very difficult. So can we take this opportunity to say, full respect to those guys. It's a very difficult positions. They've been there, they've done it, and they are in the books. But it's unfair to suggest that for any reason that they are not as passionate and not willing to give back to the game.
All right. Let me take first crack at it, guys. First things first. That point there by Mr. Love was an excellent point pertaining to getting the youngsters to play some test cricket. And I would add to that, maybe I am not aware of the reason, but I would add to that, scrap this 4-day cricket and get the people to play 5-day cricket, right? That is what they do out here. They play a lot of 4-day. I think the matches are 4 days. I think they need to get it to 5 days to get the people in mind sort of condition for that, for the test. But as regards to the legends now coming in, I doubt it is a case where they don't want to help, right? Sometimes it is not at face value, as how we see it, right? A lot of times, some of these things really have to do with politics, right? And I know it must be painful. Us here, seated here, we have not played for West Indies. So those guys that really played in the hard time when no money was in it, they were racially abused and all of that. I can imagine it must be hurtful to watch the game like this. And I can assume that a lot of them might want to come in, right? But sometimes, you know, the guys that who are there that would have played with them, they might not see eye to eye. So it's a possibility that it might not be as welcoming as they would want it to be. If you understand what I'm saying. Some of the guys that are at the helm now, that are leading, right? They might not be as welcoming to the other players. And I say this to say that when Curtly Ambrose was given the role the other day, you know what he said? He was always open and ready and willing to help. That is exactly what he said, right? He was always open and ready and willing to work. That is what Curtly Ambrose said. Courtney Walsh also, before he was given this job, you guys will remember that he had to leave and go overseas. I think it was it Ireland or was it Ireland or Bangladesh? He left and did so and went
Afghanistan, I think. Afghanistan.
Afghanistan.
So
it was. I think he went to Afghanistan first, then he ended up in Ireland because we played Ireland and they were mentioning him.
Yeah, I think one of those two teams. What I'm saying, Richard, these guys are there and they are ready. You understand? These guys are there and they are ready. So we heard it from Curtly Ambrose. He's always there, and we noticed that Curtly Ambrose, Courtney Walsh had to leave also. And it's a reason why Curtly Ambrose also left and applied for the elite pace bowling coach over there at England. It is not because the West Indies board don't know that the guy, the man don't would have his cricketing, his coaching badge. They know that he have his coaching badge, but why didn't they offer him the position? So some of these guys are ready and willing, but it might be a case where some of the people that are already there might think that these guys coming in might show them up and might step on their toe. Not everybody that is in positions really are there because they are the best for the job. You know, they are there because they got the position and they don't want to give it up. Right? And the last thing before I let the other guys get a crack at it. Some other guys are too politically aligned. If you look at somebody like Rajneesh Sarwan, who is one of my favorite players when it comes on to stroking the ball. This guy is wrapped from head to toe when it comes on to politics in the Caribbean. So I don't know where Desmond Haynes and the other guys are concerned if they are politically aligned. And we need to know that politics plays a big role in West Indies cricket. It should not be the case, you know, because the cricket should be at the forefront. But some of these guys are wrapped from top to bottom in the politics, and some of the political people that are politically aligned, they call a lot of shots in West Indies cricket. So it's a possibility that that is the reason why some of the guys are not able to come in. If you understand what I'm saying. Not saying this is the case, but we don't know. But Sarwan would have proven that he is strongly politically aligned. And he's somebody that a lot of people would have called to come and do some, you know, why isn't he there? Someone like a Shivnarine and Shandapal that is reserved. I don't know him to be politically aligned. He's somebody that would think, you know, should be a part of the thing. But these are points that a lot of people don't talk about. So I just use my point to bring it across. The other guys might be able to touch on something different. So you guys can go ahead and let me know what you think about that.
I have to agree with you, Sports to the Bone. I have to agree with you because politics really has a huge impact on West Indies cricket. One, prime example, what they did to Shivnarine Shandapal, although he was a quiet reserve player. Number two, they just made Darren Sammy a member of the board of directors for Cricket West Indies, right? Where is he? He's in England, commentating and so on for the 100 or whatever you call it. Instead of having him with the test team right now to impart knowledge and so on, they allow him to go to England, which I find
hold on, Mr. Love. I'm going to let you continue here. I just want to interject a little bit. But if you look at the position that they gave Darren Sammy, you know, it is not a position of really making decision, you know. it is a position of when they want to implement new things, probably that can reach out to the younger guys. They ask him for his advice. So they put him in a position where, you know, he start to start to calm down us as people. Because they will say that one of our own is there. But at the same time, the position that he's in, he can't really call any shots or make any change. But continue, Mr. Lover.
Okay. I think they need to sort that out. But
Yeah,
still,
man.
one of the biggest mistakes they made is having an age barrier between the generations.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, not having somebody there as a link, a direct link between management, players, and the supreme realm, as in the top brass wrestlers like the president and so on. They need to fix that out. Until they do that, wrestling will continue to suffer in the longer format. But the T20 has been holding its own, basically.
Yeah.
And that's the case.
All right, so that was Mr. Lover. Respect Mr. Lover. Next person want to take it on? Marlon, you there? You gone? All right, we now hear Marlon. Kingston 872. You hear me?
Yeah, man, I'm still there.
All right. You heard the question that Richard had posed pertaining to the legends not being a part of the set, the coaching and the advising and all of that.
Yeah, man. You had mentioned politics, right? And that's a huge part to play as well. But I think there was an article I read some time ago where Jason Holder was lashing out and saying that sometimes when these players go to the legends for advice, they're highly criticized, a little too much.
Yeah, I remember it.
We're to the point where they're not really enthused or don't feel like going. They know that they're not doing well, so you don't need to tell us all the time that we're not doing well. You need to kind of help us to see what we can do to better ourselves. So there's that aspect of it too. I think maybe how we come, it's sometimes not what you say, but it's how you say it.
How you say it, exactly.
You can't always tell a man say him workless all the time. Him not gonna feel good, you know.
Big man Cedric, I don't want to cut you because I want to hear much more of what you're gonna say. Just clarify that point and give your insight into that. When you say it's not what you say, but how you say, do you really think that the Viv Richards or the Greenwiches or the Heans or the Courtney Walshes would really look at a man like Jason Holder or look at a man like a Blackwood or Bonner and say you're workless and you know how to do this and you know how to do that? Do you really think that their tone and delivery is really man to man, eye to eye, that off-putting? Really?
I don't know, but that's the impression that he'll give. So I'm not saying that those are the exact words that are used, but I mean, it could be a case where, you know, it's something maybe is repeated to somebody and they don't feel good about it, so they don't feel comfortable going to the legends anymore because they'll get cussed out or whatever the case is.
It's a constant criticism instead of advising. So when some of these legends take to the platform, instead of doing an article that advise, it is always criticizing, and you don't more often than not you don't see them saying, all right, this is how you solve this. Say for example, I point out 5 criticism. They don't go and say this is how you solve this one, this is how you solve this one, this is how you solve this one. So what Kingston is saying is definitely true. They might not say what this, but they are always criticizing without giving proper advice.
And not only that, you know, sometimes when you go talk to somebody to, you know, it's good to also point out the good, you know. I think you did this right, you know. But, you know, these are the things you do wrong. You can't
positive
start off by saying
this called positive reinforcement.
Yeah, saying that, you know, these are the things you did right, you know, but I feel like you can do this. You remember in 2012, I think there was a game against England. England had already beaten us. So it's like, back then they call it a dead rubber. They said that they're not dead rubbers anymore because we're playing for points. But you remember when Dennis Ramlin scored a century? I think he was batting with Tino Best and him go out and him take out some piece of paper and then pocket.
Talk no Viv.
You know, so
Yeah.
I think sometimes the criticism hearing it all the time because them know so them lose. I not think a man no like him stupid and you know say he's losing and he's not doing well. And I think him just need a little guidance. So maybe there's that too. So the politics is one thing, and the fact that some people are maybe afraid to approach legends in the first place.
Okay.
I want to tell you still, you know, you see, a lot of people see that as being disrespectful that what Dennis Ramdin did, you know. And I think it was a stretch too far.
Yeah,
But
I think so too.
he was given a lot of run in the team. He was failing, and they were calling for him. And I can imagine he had that paper in his pocket for maybe months before he got a chance to score a century. And I think when he went out there and did that, you know, it was just him fighting back. That was just a man fighting for his career. And this is not because Ramdin is my guy, right? But I think, as I say, sometimes it's frustrating. And I remember one of our spinners said something about Rakim Carnwall. He was saying that no man, this is not spin. You don't just take one or two steps and carry over your hand. Where is the momentum? Where is the rhythm into the bowling? But what I need to understand is that you see, sometimes what work for you don't necessarily work for a next player. You know? You understand? And as I said, sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say. And I think you need advice alongside. That's why they call it constructive criticism, right?
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
You should be able to accept criticism, but when it's not constructive, a man might take offense to it. You understand? So that is a problem. You know,
I'm gonna press.
A lot of the greats are staying away from West Indies cricket, and my mind tells me say it's because of some of who are at the top. And before I let you go, Richard, Mr. Lover had said something about the gap players, people representing players. WIPA is there, you know, West Indies Players Association is there, and I don't know if this thing need to be disbanded or need to be broken down because I don't see what they are doing. You know, we need a couple of people that are radical that will definitely stand up for the players. People like Darren Sammy are those guys that will definitely represent the right and proper way and things. So I don't know. I don't know how we're going to do it, but maybe it's a possibility that one away on this platform might get a chance to go another role, but I don't know. Yeah, but you can continue, guys.
Before you all go on, let me just issue this. I don't know if any current wrestling player is watching or somebody that knows them playing. However, one of the coolest, calmest past Western Indian cricketers to go to talk about anything, Sir Clive Lloyd. This man is just calm.
And the man of the chief selector.
And yeah,
for so long.
He was even saying, look at Shimon Hetmeyer. I tried speaking with him, but it went through the ear and come out to the next. But now it looks like he's coming around. As of late, I like to see how he's going. Second thing, with Dwayne Bravo set to retire this year after the World Cup, I'm looking to see what West Indies do with him. If they make him one of those T20 coach analysis or one of those guys setting out the T20 and ODI. Even somebody like a Chris Gale. Bring him in to be a batting consultant. I might be wrong, but still, those are my 2 points to give.
Yeah, and I'm going to let the others get a crack at it. But those 2 points, Mr. Lover, those 2 points are excellent points pertaining to getting the retired players working with the guys. You understand? Especially somebody like a Bravo. I think last year he had played the role of mentor, Mr. Lover, in CPL, right?
Yeah, and even in his short stint this year with Obed McCoy, Walsh Jr. and Allen.
All right, exactly. So if we're able to utilize these guys, you understand. But I think you see sometimes the treatment that the players get, sometimes as soon as they retire, they tend to run away from the thing. You understand? And you can look on, well, not to judge a man, but certain of the man in personality and them lifestyle, you can basically know that when them hang up them shoes, them basically finish with the cricket. You understand? So Now I'm calling the name, but the way some of the man in profile, like I know, so them done with it. But somebody like a Bravo still, it would be nice to see him have him around the team. So those are two good points, Mr. Lover.
One last thing.
So Marlon, where you there? You gone? Why Marlon gone? It look like I just Kingston and Richard there. So we're going to let you guys give wrap up with those points, because I'm not stay here with you until 9 o'clock. I have to eat my dinner and them thing there. We can't manage to drop down. As much as my wife is a nurse, I don't really like the hospital business, so I have to go eat. So wrap up. Give me your final thoughts, Richard, and then we go to Kingston. Somebody else is on the line, but I'm not sure. Who is the next person on? Mr. Lover is here, but who is the next person? All right, I'm not sure. Yeah, Richard, give me your wrapping up pointers.
It's not an easy road.
Jimmy Cliff.
Jimmy.
No, Buju Banton.
No,
Buju. Not an easy
Buju.
road.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Lord, not a bed of roses. I salute die-hard West Indian cricketing fans. We have to endure a lot, and it's like I see a picture of a plane descending, nose diving, and it just keeps on repeating the pattern. So I really hope that somehow this fall is arrested. I've loved this last conversation, and because we have such a rich history, I think this history should not be left unattended, and it could somehow be tapped into. So when Mr. Lover was talking and alluding to the under-19s being funneled into the test system, I really hope that there's some way of nurturing that talent to appreciate. And you said the mindset, the mind. Test match cricket is played so much in the mind, and hopefully we can overcome this culture of quick things. But I strongly have to make this point though, because I've loved this last part of the conversation regarding the legends and their contributions and the politics. You've touched on it, and you know that some people don't want to talk about it necessarily. I've heard about it, and it definitely seems to be there, was there, and probably will be there. But put yourself in the shoes. I don't know if you can put yourself in the shoes of being a current West Indian player. Can you imagine how you would feel if a legend of the game actually approached you, or you approached them and they gave it to you straight? Are you guys saying that we need to tread lightly and that we need to mollycoddle this current generation of cricketers? Sometimes you need to swallow some hard, bitter medicine. The truth can sometimes hurt. But I'm picturing Virat Kohli, the Pujaras. They're about to enter the Test match arena, fighting fire with fire against England, who are fighting tooth and nail. And I can imagine those guys saying, at some point in their careers, look, I'm down. I'm not batting as well as I could. I'm not scoring as well as I would like to. And somebody may give them some home truths, but I can see them standing straight, squarely, and saying, all right, you know what? Tell me, what do I need to do? I've got that badge I want to represent. What do I need to do? You're going to give it to me, and it hurts. And I tell you, it reminds me of a situation where the great American runner, Michael Johnson, the 400, 200, 400 meter runner. I remember at one of the World Championships or Olympic Games, he is always regularly a pundit called over to commentate and give opinions. And he said in no uncertain terms that British relay runners or the sprinters, they are soft, for want of a better word. They're not entering. No one enters athletics to become a relay champion. You enter to run your own and go for individual glory. Now to wait and rely on people dropping batons and to rely on disqualifications of other teams and to happen to win a relay gold medal, that's not the be all and end all. Far from it. That's the last thing in your minds. And some people took umbrage, including the likes of a certain well-known British runner, and he almost actually was brought to tears when he heard Michael Johnson telling it as it is. I think some home truths need to be taken on board, and I hope that we're not mollycoddling. I'd love for the West Indian batsman right now to be able to say, you know what, I've gone to Gordon Greenwich, I've gone to Chanderpaul, and they've told me certain things, but am I prepared to swallow that medicine and to say, you know what, if I need to stay an extra 3 hours a day in the nets, I will be prepared to do it. That's the kind of gumption, that
elite mentality,
and ownership.
Elite mentality. The man is timid. I'm timid and thin skin.
Sports to the bone. Yeah, there it is. There it is.
Let me just give you one example before I ask Kingston to close up. All right, now the worm them are rolling on my belly, you know. All right, Joe Root just scored a bag of runs, right? Joe Root just scored a ton load of runs, and they are giving it to him over there. The past English cricketers are giving it to him. I don't know if you would have heard it, but they are saying that even though he scored some runs, he's not good. He tactically, he's the worst captain ever. Remember, this is a man that just scored a whole lot of runs, you know. So sometimes you can't sugarcoat anything. Even though he scored some runs individually, the team lost. You understand? So sometimes, as I say, you really need to hear certain things. You understand? And it might be a case where our players are a bit thin-skinned. I don't know if it is because that is how my generation is, but you know, we definitely need to sort it out. Yeah, Kingston.
Yeah, man. The closing remarks.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, all right. So, all in all, I would like to say that Test cricket, you know, and it's been described by other people this way too, is a lot like life. It's a game of real ebb and flows, and it happens over a long period of time. Sometimes you're up, some days you're down. Yeah. And I would like to think that just like how Test cricket ebbs and flows, and just like how life ebbs and flows, that we're in an ebb right now as a cricketing nation, and we've been in the ebb for a long time, and we may be there for a little while longer, but I'm hopeful that in my lifetime, before I die, let's hope I don't die young or anything, that I will see a West Indian team that can compete and end up in the top 3.
All right.
So that's my closing remark.
Wonderful, brother.
Wonderful. Mr. Lover, you there?
Yeah, man, I'm here.
All right. Go ahead with the closing remarks, Mr. Lover.
All in all, I'm happy for the 1-1 results, although it could have been 2-1 or 1-0 with us winning. But nevertheless, we have a lot of work to do because we have a test series in November coming up against Sri Lanka. And I would really like for us to have a live before then, so we can discuss something. I would like to speak to Richard as well with regards to that. So Richard, let me know your email address or email me at ashante268@gmail.com.
Slow down, sir. It'd be my pleasure. Slow down. Give it to me again, sir. I will do so. Go ahead.
ashante268@gmail.com.
268@gmail.com. Look out for incoming, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, respect. All right, guys. So it was indeed a pleasure to have had you guys on. You know, always appreciative. I mean, Richard especially. I think it's past midnight over there now, right?
2:30 a.m.
I told you.
Well, I really appreciate it.
I told you 7 o'clock is about midnight. No, 6 o'clock is about midnight.
All right, really appreciate it. Mr. Lover, pick up yourself as per usual. Always in the Sports to the Bone corner. Zane, Kingston 872, it was good to have you on. Guys, I'm going to be checking out tomorrow. I'm going to see if I can drop a video about, well, CPL is coming up, but Carlos Brathwaite, remember the name. He has signed to play in the Big Bash League. I think I have some information. I might drop a video about that tomorrow. So just check it out. Zane, big up on yourself, guys. I'm out.
Adios.
Let's come up, please.